Hi everybody and welcome back. 2 years ago I started this channel alongside my photography, and up to this day I received so many lovely comments on the editing videos I shared then. Today I am editing this photo with you all that I took whilst we are in quarantine, self-isolation, lockdown, whatever you call it. I miss shooting, and the last time I was in the studio was in mid-March, so I took some photos of myself instead last weekend, and I thought this would be the perfect photo to show you how I do a portrait edit. I'll be using some actions and some tools here in Photoshop that you all have access to or similar. I'm sure now everybody's different when it comes to anything really. It's the same with photography. We all have different styles. The goal here is that you might find an easier way or pick up a tip or two to help you tweak your technique. So I've already given this photo a basic edit in RAW for colors and brightness exposure. Not as much as I've metered my light, so I didn't have to tweak much of my exposure, but have applied a preset. First off, I'll be taking the Spot Healing Brush tool here. I have these missing bits on the sides of my photo from where I tilted the photo in RAW. And the next thing is that it seems I'm growing my armpits hair. So from where I have been playing both the photographer and subject, I haven't noticed my hair under my arm. So I'm just gonna use the same technique of separating my armpit from the fabric to be able to clone out the hair without worrying too much about cloning out my armpit with it. It's a great little way to just separate just about anything. You can find my video where I show this technique in depth in the description box. So after that, I'm gonna flatten my layers and we'll use a spot healing tool to edit out any blemishes I don't want there, like my mole next to my armpit, some glitter sparks from eyeshadow on my face, stray hair, as well as my chickenpox marks. I'm also going to use the same tool to clone out the white hair coming through from my roots. I don't have as much showing from the way I've styled my hair back, but I can see it and it's bugging me. I'm gonna apply a portraiture layer now too. So portraiture is a Photoshop skin plugin. If you don't know, it's a beautiful, beautiful plugin. It gives my photos a very nice finish. It's very smooth, yet it reserves the details. It is a bit pricey, but it's so worth it, and I couldn't live without it. I'll pop in the link for it in the description box too. So I will flatten that and start working on some light details. I'm going to start by applying the shine reduction action from Greater Than Gatsby. You can just about find this action in any action set you might have purchased. I'm just going to brush out all the shiny spots around my forehead, around my chest, and some of my top, and so on. My hand as well, because it's bugging me. It's just too shiny. I always start with a soft brush at an opacity of 25 to 35%, and I do actually keep it that way and build the look up. It's important that you start with a low brush to be able to blend it so it doesn't look painted on. It's all about the subtlety of the edit. So I'm gonna start doing some makeup retouching now too, using another action from G2G, their Innocence Retouch collection, to darken up lashes and apply a bit of eye brightening by using Iris Makeover brushes to brighten and sharpen my eyes, just to give my eyes a little bit of a spark, and you'll notice I'm staying inside of my eye on my iris for this. Next thing I'm going to jump into is my lips. From where I have been setting up for this shoot, as well as doing my own hair and makeup and moving things about, I was so dehydrated my lips went all dry. So for this, I'm going to use Frequency Separation Patch Tool to remove the harsher color in the creases to even it out and maybe give myself a little bit of a lip job too. I love frequency separation. It really does give you the power to tweak things that the eye won't notice, and of course it really depends on how heavy you go with it. I'm going to tweak the color of my lipstick a tiny bit by using a masked level layer, using the highlight and midtone toggle from the right, and we'll paint it on 100% opacity brush, and then I'll tweak the opacity of the layer instead. I just wanted to add a little bit more vibrance to my lip color. I'm going to apply a curves layer mask, so to brush out and tweak the highlights again in the bottom of my top where it's a bit too reflective, as well as my hand. So Dodge and Burn is a powerful tool. It's too powerful that I always use a 1 or 2% opacity brush or I will end up overdoing it and deforming the skin. I also adjust the opacity of my Dodge and Burn layer after I finish just to blend it out more. It's all about the blending, you guys. Follow the natural shadow and highlight structure in the face. Girls, a good way to dodge and burn for face sculpting is remember how makeup artists bronze and highlight the face. I'm also going to use dodge and burn to add more depth to my eye makeup. I spent ages doing my makeup in total, this shoot took me about 6 hours, hard work playing all the cards, but I am, however, very happy with the results. I love all my pictures. I actually ended up choosing 20 to just keep them and edit them for forever. Just the ones that I want to keep, I will get rid of all the rest. You have no idea how it helps your self-esteem and confidence. You guys need to take your own pictures and be super creative and bold. It's really amazing and the power that that photo gives you. Jumping on to the next thing, I'm going to apply another 2 curve layers now to paint on some contrast, one of which is to lighten some spots and the other to darken it. I'm using a 30% opacity brush to again subtly add some punch and tweak the highlights around my hair, the flowers, and the rest of the photo. So we come to this point where I'm not very happy with my patchy looking forehead. Maybe using a liquid bronzer wasn't best as it feels like it left a stain, but not to worry, frequency separation is here to help. Again, using the bottom blurry layer of my frequency separation action, I'm using the patch tool again to just smooth out the harsher bronze from my forehead, building it up bit by bit by taking samples from the lighter areas. I'm also going to take advantage of my frequency separation layer here and also touch up my skin discoloration here and there. Skin smoothing, the ever so debatable technique. There are so many ways you guys can apply a smoother, and today I'm just going to use a very simple one. No action required, especially now that I have tweaked a lot of the skin. I only need a little bit of a smooth layer to even out and blend out my skin tone. I'm going to make a copy of my original layer, go to Camera Raw filter, down to detail section to luminous and increase that a whole lot to 57 and blur out the luminous details by taking it up to 30. Now, I know this looks too much, but I will mask this layer now and start painting on the luminous filter applied by using a 30% opacity brush and just brush that on. I'm not happy still with my forehead, so I'm gonna apply a quick underexposure fix action from G to G to just blend out that bronzer a bit more. Again, building up the work by using a low opacity brush and another layer of frequency separation to blend out the color. Taking your time editing skin is really a great way to build up the natural looking edit. It's really that simple. It just takes time and a lot of blending. I'm gonna start by painting on some blur now around the edges of my photo and backdrop. It smoothens out the background detail to give my photo a more dreamy effect. Liquify. A lot of people are scared of Liquify. I know it's because it's too powerful of a tool and is so obvious if you have used it in that sense. But if you train your eye and your hand, you will be able to master it. I don't use it, however, to alter body shapes. I do use something else, but that's for another video. However, I do use it to alter very small spots, such as my skin or my client's skin, shoulders, or hair. Again, keeping it subtle, I'm slimming my nose a tiny bit as well as slimming up my face and defining my jawline too. This bit is easy as Photoshop's AI actually makes it very simple and easy to do that. You just toggle it around and see what looks best. I'm going to push my shoulder and neck area in a tiny bit too with the liquefying brush. Finally, I'm just going to resize and tilt my photo a little bit, and that's mainly because of my OCD, really, using Camera Raw filter. And that was it. It's done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this editing video and have come out of it with something. If so, please leave me a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts and feedback. And if you guys have any requests for the next video, also leave that for me in the comments. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.